Welcome back to the Effecta Show. We are here talking about the conference championship games. Welcome if you're new and you're wondering, how did he do in the divisional round? 4-0, 4-0, 4-0 on our picks. Was it majestic? Was it magical? I guess you can say that. To me, it was just a day in the office. People, we're going to dive right into the games, and we're going to save the flair, the dramatics for another episode that might or might not air ahead of time. And guys, I have 9 subscribers at the time of filming this, so please go ahead. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's hop into it. Both Sunday games, we only have 3 games left in the NFL season. Game 1, New England Patriots, Denver Broncos. 3:05 p.m. Eastern kickoff. I think it's 3, but we all know it's going to be 3:05. So, the AFC title, it's going to run through Mile High. Patriots, number 2 seed, taking on the Denver Broncos, the number 1 seed. And it's is it the Patriots way or the Patriots back versus a Denver team trying to survive? And now you're wondering, well, they're the number 1 seed. Why are we trying to survive? It's because you have Jarrett Stidham as quarterback. Now, I've heard a lot of different things about Jarrett Stidham at quarterback. He was Sean Payton's guy. Sean Payton seeked him out and was his first hire, his first player that he picked up when he became coach of the Denver Broncos. So he does believe in him from a backup perspective. But you also have to think, okay, he was the backup for a reason. So it definitely does give me pause. In New England, the question there is, they haven't played anyone still. I mean, let's be honest, the Texans, CJ Stroud, and the offensive line, the Chargers, their offensive line. So still, will they have the easy path to the Super Bowl ever? Yes, I think statistically, by the numbers, they will have the easiest path ever. I don't think we'll see an easier path than this, just because of even in the playoffs, it should get a lot harder. But essentially, it's just a lot of teams that have just fallen off that they're playing. So right now the line is at Patriots -5, and the total is at 41.5, 21% of the bets and 18% of the money's on the Broncos. So we can see the public has the frame of mind of, okay, Jarrett Stidham at quarterback? Yeah, I'm going to go with Drake Maye. Last week, Denver did survive a 33-30 overtime against Buffalo. Was it a catch? Was it not a catch? It was a catch, let's be honest. But they did force 5 turnovers, but Bo Nix did have the season-ending ankle injury. New England, on the other hand, handled Houston 28-16. Drake Maye, absolutely clinical. He did fumble the ball a lot, but their defense recorded 4 sacks, allowing 0 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Going to be interesting when you think about this for the Broncos team because, well, they have an actual offensive line. So it's a little bit different. Let's go to the visitors first. So Drake Maye, currently 12-0 straight up as a favorite this season. He's taking care of the ball and just letting his defense do the rest. And they're 15-0-1 in the first half money line. So it doesn't really matter. They're going to get that fast start going for you. I feel like every second quarter they really start picking up steam. And unlike Denver, the Patriots are relatively healthy and didn't have to play overtime. The Denver Broncos, though, they've been takeaway machines. Sure, they first 5 turnovers against Buffalo, and that's impressive. But they know how to get after the quarterback and absolutely sack him. So hopefully right now they're just what the kids call regression proof. And they always find the offense when they need it. What gives me pause about this Denver team is that they don't always know where the offense is at. It's kind of like whenever you have just like a way too small dog in the house and you're like, hey, Pipsy, and you can't find Pipsy sometimes. And then sometimes Pipsy's right next to you. Go, okay, where did you go? That's literally the Denver Broncos defense. Here one day, gone the next. And Jarrett Stidham, it's not like it's Nick Foles. He's going in fresh into the conference championship game. Look, with Nick's out, it's going to be tough for the playbook to really progress. But, people like RJ Harvey need to step up in this situation and just block and protect the quarterback and have him get the easy first downs. Mile High is still the toughest place to play. Denver is 9-1 at home this season, including the playoffs. I think Sean Payton as a home underdog is incredible. What's the stat? I don't know. Key matchup, a couple different things here we got to look at, right? First thing we already talked about is the backup quarterback ceiling. Since 2000, backup quarterbacks in a conference championship are 1-6 against the spread. And the drop-off from Bo Nix to Jarrett Stidham is big. But it's not like you're going against a team that doesn't really have a defense, more of a high-powered offense. No. This Patriots team, Gonzalez, will shut down a whole half of your field. So Does that make it easy or tough to play against them? Let me just say, probably tough. And now, this defense to offense does match up pretty well because Denver's defense thrives on sacks. They lead the NFL with 68 sacks. That's a lot. That's a lot. But New England's offense, they also rank top 3 in getting the ball out. So they are designed to really prevent against these types of sacks. If Maye isn't pressured, he should be able to get good. Sure, the Houston Texans team were able to get after him, but I don't know. It was a rainy, wet day. So I do expect this game to be a bit different in terms of that. And now Denver, they have a +5 margin last week, which just says, hey, this is a regression candidate. And teams that come off a +4 turnover margin or better are only 42 the following week. So there's a couple things that do give me pause about this Denver team. That's not alone, hey, it's just a quarterback, but also their defensive matchup. Don't really love that. Look, Bo Nix, he's just a lot to overcome. The spread opened up Patriots -1.5, and now it is at 5. New England's consistency, you have to keep riding here. My thought process is, okay, sure, the offense of the Texans is definitely better than the offense. It's definitely not better than the offense of the Broncos. However, the Texans defense is a lot better than the Broncos defense. But the Broncos defense, sure, they're incredible. I just don't care. The overtime hangover effect is also real. You don't have your quarterback. There's a lot of things adding up that should be, okay, well, in reality, the Broncos really aren't that bad. Bo Nix to Jarrett Stidham might not be that much of a drop-off. I don't care, though. It's the devil you do know. Give me the Patriots at -5. I already snagged them at -4.5. If this does get to 6.5, 7, I will buy back on the other side. Just to be clear, right now when we're filming this 4.5, it's actually at 5.5 of some books. I don't think the Sharps are going to let this get to a full 6.5 or 7. If they do, they're going to buy it up. Los Angeles Rams, Seahawks, Sunday, January 30 p.m. Eastern Time, which honestly, the 3s and 6s are the best times for games if there's only 2 slots. Now, NFC crown. They've played before. 5 seed Los Angeles Rams playing against a 1 seed Seahawks at Lumen Field, divisional rivals. Now, Seattle did win the most recent matchup in December in a wild overtime 2-point conversion. And now here's the fundamental question. Can Matthew Stafford retain and have playoff mode in these playoffs? Because we've seen him. He just lays her in and he gets a touchdown when he needs to. But the fact is that he needs to get the touchdown when he needs to means that they're not in a great position in a lot of these games. So right now, the Seahawks are 2.5-point favorites. Total's at 47.5. Not sure what my play is on the total. I kind of like the over, but whatever. The 49% of the bets are on the Rams. 44% of the money is on the Seahawks. So Seattle, they destroyed San Francisco last week. I mean, it was not close, and it was almost like watching a crime in real time because they won 41-6. Kenneth Walker in this run game, it was unstoppable, and the defense did not allow a single touchdown. Now, sure, was everyone on the 49ers injured? Yes, but still, 41-6. How do you not let your defense just, soften up a bit, let the other team get touchdown? No, not for them. The Rams, they barely won against the Bears. 20-17, Snowy Soldier Field. I mean, you had Caleb Williams make what might be the best touchdown pass of the season. No. It was the best touchdown pass of the season. Kyron Williams had 87 yards and 2 touchdowns, but the offense could not really get moving in this cold. So Stafford, we have seen him shown a ton of resilience. 457 yards since last trip to Seattle. So he's not intimidated by the noise. He's won a Super Bowl before, and we know that this team can move the ball against the Seattle team, but you are coming off an overtime game against Chicago where, let's be honest, Puka Nacua was not really a factor. I think he had a couple catches when you really needed him to have one, but outside of that, it was not great. And if Seattle's secondary is banged up, I mean, they lost 3 players to injury last week, and a lot of people are paying attention to that because they just saw the whooping, but 3 players were injured. Puka can have a chance to feast on this. But I do have fatigue concerns because the Rams played 5 full quarters in sub-zero temps, and now they have to go to Lumen Field up north, and they might be cold again, which is not good for a little soft LA team. So, the Seahawks, Lumen Field was back. And whenever I say Lumen Field, that also kind of reminds me of Lumen from the Apple hit TV show Severance, and it always makes me a little bit freaked out and scared. But if there was one team to have a Severance type place, it would be Seattle. And now, look, their defense is number 1 in the scoring, only allowing 17.2 points per game. They haven't allowed more than 20 points since November. And the Seahawks, they lost Charbonnet, torn ACL. I think that's bad because sometimes he comes alive. But honestly, Kenneth Walker is a stud. Like, we cannot discount Kenneth Walker. He had 3 touchdowns last game. He knows how to run the ball. He knows how to keep this offense explosive and efficient. Let's not forget, last time when these two teams played, he converted a 3rd and 17 on a handoff. I've never converted a handoff like that in my life until my mom one day gave me a Pillsbury Doughboy cookie log, and I cut them all up and I put them in the oven. That was a successful handoff. Shout out, Mom. Quarterback stability. Sam Darnold, he is great. We always see him, he's going to peek out his legs in the playoffs. That doesn't really matter. He's been so good, and if he does whatever, the defense has been there to back him up. We even saw him have multiple turnovers in the first time these two teams played, and it was a 1-score game at the end of it. So the defense does keep them in here. The only thing that really does scare me is how injured is this oblique. Because unlike playing against the Niners, he's going to have to pull out all the stops to win against the Rams. So that does make me scared. But look, the third meeting rule. In the divisional third meetings, the road teams 18, 11, and 1 ATS. So the familiarity usually does favor the underdog in this position when you have a quarterback that's a veteran like Stafford too. But the Rams are number 1 in red zone offense. Seattle, flip the note. They're number 1 on red zone defense. So this game's going to be decided within the 20-yard line. And now, rest. Rest is a big factor. So Seattle, they had such a blowout that they were able to rest a little bit. The Rams, no. 5 full quarters, and something just doesn't look right for them. They have not been playing fresh. And now Seattle has been playing the best defensive football in the league right now, holding Shanahan to 6 points. Now the public is backing the Rams because of no reason. Is the public even backing the Rams? No, it's pretty 50-50 here. I don't know what my notes were. I think that was just my excuse. Look, lost to Charbonnet, that does matter as I'm running through my quick notes. And can I just be honest? I feel like I'm flip-flopping a lot with this pick. I have a pick written down. That pick is the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to ignore that pick because I did find some 3s out there. So if you can get the plus 3.5, the plus 3, go with the Rams. I'm backing the Rams in this spot. Just because it feels like they shouldn't be winning. So I'm going with the Rams. People, if you made it this far, this was a quicker video than we have. We'll be adding a couple different videos to the channel. Please make sure that you guys are liking and subscribing.